On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
Window Warrior Project helped me find the strength to go further than I ever thought possible.
I was able to come out of my shell and really connect with others.
So I can feel like part of a team, part of the community again.
It's possible to live better.
It's possible to have a voice and to be heard.
To feel understood.
To find peace.
Because I've experienced firsthand that anything is possible.
.7 WEEM. We welcome you back to this presentation of ASN's pregame show. I'm Liam Davis. I'm joined here with the head coach of the football team, Coach Richmond. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great.
New season, new opportunities. How do you feel about this season?
Excited. Had a great off season and great group of kids in the locker room. It's one of those things. Every group is different, but this group is really gelled and really pushed one another to be their best. So excited to see what we look like tonight.
And obviously you have quite a new offensive look, especially from a quarterback standpoint and a running back standpoint.
Yeah.
How do you feel about their first game going into it and the feeling?
Well, it's one of those things. There'll be some jitters, I'm sure, but they're ready. They're smart, hardworking kids. Brant Gray's done an excellent job. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been on the stage before. He's a varsity baseball player, varsity basketball player. He played in some varsity games at times last year. Very poised and has just continued to do well and improve day by day. And Joel Weaver was our punter last year, so he's been out there in some pivotal situations while running the football as a tailback's different. It's still getting out there on that field. It's a different field. There's a different energy. And those guys are willing and ready, I know. So they've done a really good job.
And one of the returning players is senior Cooper Sims.
Mm-hmm.
On his varsity season last year, he had 25 receptions, 281 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
How do you think that this season will exceed his expectations?
Well, he's starting both ways, and he's a big part of what we're doing. So he brings in an edge and a competitiveness that is really unparalleled with the guys we have at his position. I mean, last year, one of his biggest games was the New Pal game. I mean, when the lights are brightest, he shines brightest. So you see that on a basketball court too, and the guys feed off of that. So, he leads by example. He doesn't talk a lot, but he is definitely a leader by example, and he's going to get a lot of opportunity to make some plays.
And the offensive line, you have one new starter from last year, and that's Brandon Nunemaker, but you still have the same offensive line. How do you think that they will help carry this team to going really far in sectionals?
Well, that's been the strength right now, on both sides of the ball. And Brandon played a lot last year on offense and defense, and Ty Covington came in at the end and started. So, really we lost Gabe Martin. That's the one guy, which is a big guy. And it's a big loss, but we got a group of 5 dudes up there that have really done a good job. Tough. They've worked their butts off in the weight room. They are all, above average in that capacity, and they're in good shape too. So they should be able to play 4 quarters and control that line of scrimmage. I mean, Lebanon will have something to say about that, but on the other side, McKinley and Eldridge and Turner Seal, those are 3 seniors that are starting. So. And they've gone against each other every day in practice. So iron sharpens iron there a little bit. But I'm excited to see what those guys do.
Yeah, and as you're talking about Jacob McKinley, Jake Eldridge on the defensive side, you have a bit more returning varsity players from last year to this year. How do you think that this defense will hold against Lebanon and future opponents?
Well, we got a little chip on our shoulder. We gave 48 points up last year, and a lot of that was self-inflicted. I've talked about that to a couple different media people this week. We made a lot of foolish mistakes. We were a little selfish at this point last year. And I wouldn't say intentionally, but just naturally, we had some people that weren't willing to do what they needed to do. And unfortunately, they they had to learn a valuable lesson and giving up 48 points and a loss over there. So, it's one of those things. You just got to focus on what's right in front of you, and you have to take it step by step. And that's on both sides of the ball. The stage, if we do our job, is going to continue to get bigger week by week. That's the goal. And we played in a championship game last year, which is the biggest stage you can be on. That sectional championship's hard to get to. These guys all played in it. And, I think they're hungry to get back there. And this is just step one in that. So you can't look ahead too much at anything. You got to focus on what's right in front of you, or you'll get humbled and you'll give up 48 points to a talented team. I mean, their quarterback's good. They've got weapons. They graduated a lot, but they are very threatening as far as athleticism goes. We got to be on our game.
Yeah, speaking of graduating a lot of people, Lebanon has quite a new offensive line. They have a freshman left tackle, sophomore right tackle, and a sophomore right guard. How is the defensive line going to take advantage of the young offensive line?
Only if they do what they're supposed to do. That youth it doesn't matter, and the experience doesn't matter unless you put it to use. So their quarterback is the guy that makes it go. So he is slippery. He is quick. He can throw the ball on the run very well. He's always looking to throw. So they have big capability. They have big play capability every play. So we've got to be very disciplined in our rush lanes. We've got to be very, very disciplined on our key reads, and that starts with those guys up front. They're going to pull sometimes, and we've got to react a certain way, and we've got to fit to stop the run. We got to make plays. It's not just taking up blocks, but we got to be unselfish sometimes, and we got to take on a puller so that it spills to someone else, and then that someone else has to be there. And so these guys have done a good job all summer long at doing that. As long as they just focus on what's right in front of them, we're going to be okay, I think. And at the same time, these guys are talented. Lebanon's talented, so we got to have a short memory. It's got to be like a goldfish. You got to have a short memory and play the next play, good or bad. Can't get too high, can't get too low.
And so Lebanon's defense is pretty new this year as well. Is there a certain type of offense that we're going to be seeing differently from last year to this year? No,
I mean, I think Brant, Brant is different than Colton. I mean, that's kind of a silly thing to say, but they both have their strengths. And I think Brant's versatility running the football. Last year in this game, Colton had a few really big runs. We were backed up on the goal line, and he ripped off like a 50-yard run. I mean, there's a couple of different plays where he got us a first down on a read. So it's a little unfair to Colton, who's now at Taylor playing college football. But Brant his game is more of a versatile dual threat, whereas Colton was his arm was his best threat. Brant's got a little bit of both, and we'll see. We'll take what they give, and they're well coached though. I mean, on both sides of the ball. Talk about their youth. We talk about new faces, new names. These guys are very, very well coached. Coach Yoder, this is his first head coaching job. He was there last year as the defensive coordinator, but they are very well coached and they are very well prepared. I expect them to be more disciplined this year because of him and because of the staff that he's put together. And so, I expect a dogfight, and we can't beat ourselves. So,
and obviously with the graduation of Keaton Jones, are we still going to see a huge run game in the offense?
Yeah, I mean, we want to control the line of scrimmage and run the football. I mean, there have been years, this is my 10th season here. There's been years where we're, 55, 45 run to pass. There's been years where we're 70-30, at the end of the season. Some games were way more run. Some games were more pass. It's whatever they're giving us. I feel versatile that we can take that. You know what I mean? I mean, we have a tough tight end. He can run block all day and be just as happy as he is catching the football. But he can make plays too. And then we have numerous wide receivers, and we have multiple backs that we can run at him, plus Brant. So they've got to defend the whole field, and they've got to make sure that they're sound, because Coach Jesse and the staff will find that weakness, and we're going to attack it.
Well, unfortunately, that will be all the time that we have left for you, Coach. Good luck tonight against Lebanon and the first game of the season. When you guys come back, you will have some Arabian football here on 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Listening to the Arabian Sports Network pregame show, 91.7 WEEM.
At the IHSAA, we love when student athletes understand the real purpose of playing high school sports, like McKenna Cruz from Greenwood Community High School.
I love competing for my high school, but I don't play for accolades, records, or to earn college scholarships. For me, it's about more than winning, playing time, or trophies. I play high school sports because they help me grow alongside my friends, develop character and integrity, and learn life lessons I'll carry with me forever. Soccer reminds me of the power of teamwork and how we can help each other succeed. Track teaches me to focus on the things I can control and not worry about outside noise. High school sports show me the value of discipline, grit, and representing my community with dignity. They prepare me for life, and that's why I play.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support student athletes like McKenna by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is being a champion of high school sports. This is empowering student athletes. This is your IHSAA.
Thank you for listening to the Arabian Sports Network pregame show.
First down, Arabians.
Now stay tuned for play-by-play action of your Pendleton Heights Arabians.
Touchdown, Arabians. Breaks a tackle, breaks another. There's space ahead of him.
This is Pendleton Heights football on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you here to the Arabian Sports Network. I guess no longer the pregame show. My name is Zion Palmieri. I'm joined alongside Max Heineman, my co-host here. Coin toss is set. I believe the Arabians are set to receive. They look pumped. They look excited. It's been a long off season for this Arabians team, and it all ends here.
It does. Arabians have had a bad taste in their mouth ever since that loss against New Pal in the sectional championship. We're looking for redemption. We're looking for revenge. You can just see the poise in the way that they carry themselves. The way they ran out, there wasn't one guy just jogging. Everybody was jumping. Everybody's excited. This crowd is electric. It's going to be a good game.
Now, something interesting to note for Lebanon, okay? You know, we reached out to the school, got their stats, got all their information, and they never provided us a kicker or punter. Last year, they graduated senior Brady Johnson, who was 50 for 54 in PATs, and Caden Lark, their star receiver, actually punted for them. So we didn't know who was going to be kicking off today. It looks like it's going to be Caden Owens, the sophomore. He plays DN, but I guess he's a kicker too. We'll see what he can do here. It looks like Wyatt Elijah and Talon Foster sitting deep, waiting to return. He looks to his right, to his left. Caden Owens kicks this one off, and the season is underway. Hauled in by Colton Johnson, taking it at the 35-yard line with space ahead of him. He's got blockers, dragged to the ground. He doesn't fall. A nice return for the junior Colton Johnson as a flag is thrown. That looks like a face mask, currently sitting at about the 32-yard line, but he's probably going to get an extra few tacked on.
Colton Johnson with an amazing run. He had a herd of Arabians right in front of him as blocking. I mean, that was... I couldn't tell what number it was, but somebody saved the tackle or else he was gone. He hit the hole as hard as he could, and he could have been gone. Somebody just got him around the ankles.
Now for Brant Gray on the offense. They take the field for their season debut. In shotgun formation, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Joel Weaver, the sophomore, running back in the backfield. Yeah, so it will be a personal foul face mask. It'll move them up 15. Huge way to start for the Arabians. I mean, already at the 50-yard line, Colton Johnson with a monster return. Now they're pushing to the Lebanon 35. All right, now in the pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It'll be a handoff. Joel Weaver punch to the left side. He's going to be wrapped up, pushed to the ground, but the Arabians are a moving force. The pile going an extra 10 yards. Joel Weaver can't touch the ground.
Big help by the Arabian O-line, pushing with that big clump, just pushing, and got an extra 5 to 6 yards.
Now, this matchup last year was an absolute firefight. 48-40, the Arabians fell. The second play of the game, Keaton Jones had a touchdown. They're in a better stance for that in this scenario. We'll see what they can do here. Joel Weaver, the running back, in the shotgun formation. 1 receiver to the right, 1 receiver to the left. It will be a quarterback keeper for Brant Gray. Option play as he takes it for probably a 2-yard gain. That'll set up about second and looking like 6.
Arabian receivers are subbing in. Cooper Sims is subbing in for Rylan Kiesling and Sam Barrett. So Arabians are probably going from their 2 tight end formation to 2x2 or Razor with 4 wide receivers out.
Shotgun formation. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. 2nd and 6. Quick pass for Brant Gray, hauled in by Cooper Sims. Brought to the ground quickly, just shy of the first down. Scratch that. That looks like Lowen Beal, the junior receiver. So now 3rd and short here for the Arabians.
Lebanon, the Tigers' defense are really looking to get the Arabians off the field. If they can get them off the field, that would be a huge stop from where the Arabians started at their own 35, at Lebanon's 35.
This is a big 3rd down.
Yeah.
Pistol formation, 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Weaver, the running back in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him. Punt to the left side. Touchdown, Arabians.
What a block by number 50, Kemper Owens, center of the Arabians.
And what a way to start. The home team draws first blood in the season opener. Credit to their special teams who set him up perfectly like that. But that's a guy who, Joel Weaver, you're going to want to circle on your stat sheet for tonight. He had a monster junior varsity season just like Brant Gray. He steps in with big shoes to fill, and he gets it done early. Now, Dylan Johns, the senior kicker, wasting no time, drills it through the uprights. Pendleton Heights leads 7-0 here with 10-11 to play here in the first quarter at home in the season opener. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. Pendleton Heights leads 7-0 here with 10-11 remaining in the first quarter as Dylan Johns, the senior kicker, looks to kick off for Lebanon's first offensive possession. You said it in the break, Max. Can't ask for a better start than that. The Arabians wasting no time like a well-oiled machine. Ball is kicked off, high-pointed and deep. Looking back to return this one for Lebanon. Now at the 20-yard line, shifting outside the numbers. That looks like Jeremiah Howard, the backup running back. Not quite the return Colton Johnson had, but not too shabby as the Tigers will be set up at about 28-yard line.
This Tigers offense is coming out with number 8, Chris Hill, first-year quarterback out of Indianapolis Bishop Chatard, 5'8", 175. He's known for his movement and his pocket presence. Yeah. But we were watching him in warm-ups, and he has a rocket for an arm.
he's probably not going to be moving much in outside of the pistol or shotgun tonight. He's 5'8", not very tall. 10:04 left here to play. A quick pass from Chris Hills. He'll dish it out right for his receiver. And a quick pickup of about 8. That's his number 1 target, Tannen Mondin, the junior. Sets up a 2nd and 2 with 9:47 here left to play in the first. Arabians lead 7-0. Now, short gain to go here in their own territory. Looks like pistol formation. Trips to the right, 1 receiver in motion. Palmer moves to the other side. It'll be another quick pass, this time for Jacob Jones, who's tackled instantly, brought to the ground by Grant Ellis. Something about Jacob Jones, he got a 44-yard streak in their last matchup against Pendleton Heights for a touchdown. His only catch. This guy's good after the reception, and they tackle him early here, get straight to the legs.
This could be Chris Hill's number 1 wide receiver. 27 catches for 396, almost 400 yards, and 7 touchdowns last year. He's looking for another big year.
Pendleton Heights leads 7-0 with 9 left to play here in the first quarter. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right here for Chris Hill. Xander Rodriguez in motion. It'll be a high snap, handed off to the running back, Parks. Parks going to be leveled to the ground by Rylan Kiesling. Short gain here. We'll call it 1 yard. 2nd and 9 as the Arabians lead 7-0.
Rylan Kiesling with that tackle. He got low pointed at his ankles, got that one leg, had help coming in from his linebackers.
And that's what you need. Josh Parks, a shifty running back, 862 yards last year. You got to get him down early, and they did there. Sets up a 2nd and 9 here in a weird set right now. Under center. Got to imagine a handoff's coming. And it will be a play action. Hill rolls out right and throws this one high and deep for his receiver. Hauled in by Mondin. A monster grab is going to get them the first down as they enter Arabian territory.
What a catch by Mondin. What a throw. Putting it high point. Mondin high pointing the ball over number 1 Pendleton Heights cornerback Talon Foster.
In the hurry up, wasting no time. Hill takes this one as flags will fly. Looks like somebody moved early. It looks like it will be on the offense. It'll take them back 5. And that, kind of erases a little bit of a big play like that. They get a little excited, and they also try to hurry up, and it doesn't work out in their favor.
Just like we were saying in pregame, when Arabians made mistakes last year, they weren't good at erasing them. This is another thing that Talon Foster has to do, erase that play, erase that mistake.
It's off to a good start with the penalty for Lebanon. Shotgun formation. Split receivers 2 and 2. He's going to hand this one off to Parks in the middle. Leveled, brought to the ground instantly. Monster tackle. I saw Turner Seal and Jake Eldridge wrap up for that one. And that's another guy. You got to get him to the ground early. And our senior D-line has got it done early.
Oh, yeah. We got a bunch of experience on our O-line. Preston Wolf is out for today's game, but Sam Barrett, the sophomore, is in. When Preston Wolf comes back, we will have an entire defensive line full of seniors.
Yeah, and the Tigers' offensive line, we haven't really got into it, is so young. Our outside linebackers are going to eat if they don't fix that hole. A quick pass from Hill here, just out of the hands of his receiver, Bram Langebartels, almost snagged by Cooper Sims, the DB. Just out of reach. Will set up 3rd and 15 for the visiting Lebanon Tigers.
Just like you were saying about the Tigers O-line, their right tackle, Zach Terrell's a sophomore, 6'2", 210. Their left tackle, Brain Winger, is 6'1", 215, freshman.
3rd and 15. Arabians lead 7-0. 6:53 left to play here in the first quarter. John Broughton Field is as loud as it's ever been in probably 9 months. Looks like pistol formation. Hill seeing ghosts. It'll be a handoff to his running back. He fakes it, keeps it himself. Brought to the ground early. Sam Barrett with the tackle. Grabbed him by the legs. Now 4th and 9. for the Lebanon Tigers as they're down 7-0 on the 35-yard line. This is not field goal range. What do you do here?
You got to go for it. You got to do a slant or an out route to your number one receiver, Tanner Mondin, who's already having a good game so far with that one deep catch to get him down here.
Pistol formation, Mondin on the far left, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Hill in the pistol formation. A big 4th and 9 here. He rolls out, looks to throw. Pocket collapsing. He's got to move. Motions his receivers upfield. He's going to take it to the ground. Just shy. Did he get it? Lays out. And that'll be a Tiger first down. That shows you the power of Chris Hill. Can get it done on the ground when he needs to.
You can tell he's playing with the chip on his shoulder. He's ready to prove to these scouts. He might have been on the bench for his first 3 years of high school, but he's ready to prove himself despite his size.
And no, it looks like the call is going to get overturned. The Arabian offense will take the field just shy. A paper clip could have changed that one. And the momentum has swung right back to Pendleton Heights side. And you said it, Chris Hill has a chip on his shoulder, but just a little too shy there. Again, the seniority and the togetherness of this defense is what made that play right there.
Oh, yeah. They knew where each other were at what time. They knew where they were going. The pursuit angles were perfect.
Now 7-0 still. Arabians lead. 5:58 left here in this first quarter. Shotgun formation for Brant Gray. Looks to throw. Pocket collapsing. He rolls out to his left. Motions upfield. Throws for his receiver. Ball in the air. Almost intercepted. Lebanon DBs couldn't get a glove on it. 2nd and 10 for the Arabians on the 22-yard line.
Number 6, Jay Oliver, the senior at 5'10", 165 DB, almost came down with that, just couldn't catch his footing. Safety.
Yeah, and I like it from Brant Gray. You know, you're trying to make something out of nothing there. I think his receiver was moving in one direction. He put the ball in just a little bit of the other. Kind of created a disconnect with the ball. Couldn't get hauled in. Now here's a quick run up the middle. Joel Weaver wrapped up quickly. The Arabians got a big 3rd and long. An early test for them here after kind of a cakewalk of a first drive. Of course, they get the good field position, and they were able to get it done on the ground. But now in their own territory, a big 3rd and 10. We'll see if they can, live through the pressure.
No, this Tigers D-line is very experienced. Avery Atkin at a junior, J.O. Malvado, senior, and Aspirin and Penda, I believe, is a senior.
And a quick pass here from Brant Gray. Looks like to Lowen Beal outside the numbers, a toe drag. He hauled it in. Not going to be enough for the first down. 4th and about 5, well, maybe 4. They'll bring out the punt team. Joel Weaver, our punter. And they've got security on the special teams position. You saw it work out greatly, the opening kickoff of this game, but Joel Weaver gets it done on the ground. Potential fake ability.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very versatile.
7-0 here, 5:10 left to play here in the first quarter. The punt passes at the 40-yard line. Hasn't been down yet. A nice punt from the sophomore Joel Weaver, landed at the 40, rolled out at about the 29-yard line as Lebanon will take over in their own territory. Or, excuse me, in Arabians. That's their own territory. Yeah, sorry. It's week 1, all right? Yeah.
Shake the rust off.
Now 5 minutes left to play. Arabians up 7-0 here. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. You've seen a lot of good and bad things from both teams here.
Yeah, it's just consistency. That's what's going to win football games.
And I think a week 1 game, too, is consistency. There wasn't a lot of it in last year's matchup. That's why it was such a brawl.
Right, yeah, complete shootout.
Now under center, it's going to be a handoff to the running back, left side. Trying to stretch this play outside the numbers. Looking at about a 2nd and 8.
We talk about consistency. But what has been consistent is the aggressiveness of the Arabian defense. They're at every tackle, ready to lay the hit.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like their mood is changing. After that big grab for a first down, they were back the next play. Sometimes you got to put your nose on the grindstone and just get back to it. And so far, through about 6 minutes of this game, they haven't shown any weakness. Pistol formation. Looks like an RPO play as Hill will be wrapped up. A sack. Sam Barrett and company come down for their first of the season.
Sam Barrett came down untouched for that sack. Jumped up, had time to jump up in the air for the pump fake and come down and still get the sack.
And that's what we said coming into this game. You got Braden Winiger, the freshman on the left tackle, Zach Terrell, sophomore on the right tackle spot. And these guys are not experienced. They're going to be able to get home now, outside linebackers, that is. And Sam Barrett does it here. Now in the shotgun formation is Chris Hill. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. 3rd and 11 here. It's the Arabians up 7-0 with 3:30 to play here in the first quarter. The snap high as Hill rolls out right, hits Parks underneath. Parks trying to take this and go with it. He'll pick up a nice gain of about 9. Not going to be enough. 4th and about 2. If you go for it about 4th and 11, you're going to go for it 4th and 2. You do got to be careful here. I guess they are in their own territory.
I mean,
I don't know. It's a short gain. You've got a shifty quarterback.
It looks like they're punting.
3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. 4th and 2. Arabians lead 7-0. Back to receive it is the senior receiver, Cooper Sims, as well as the DB. Punt will be the call here as he signs the fair catch signal and will lay it down on the 29-yard line. So now, what do the Arabians need on this drive? They need consistency. What didn't get it done before when they had a quick 3 and out? They weren't able to get to the second level. There was a miscommunication throw that almost led to an interception. I think, if the pocket doesn't collapse on that play, that doesn't happen. So it starts at the line of scrimmage, and you got to get to the second level if you're Joel Weaver.
You got to get to second level, period, especially against this Lebanon Tiger defense. Their linebackers on paper are very undersized.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, handoff Joel Weaver. Inside, cutting it out. Short gain, maybe 3 yards. See a flag on the field. See what the call is. Arabians still lead 7-0. 2:45 left to play here in the first on their 29-yard line. Awaiting the call. Did you see any foul play on that?
I didn't see anything, but what I did see is Carter Marling and Jacob McKinley or Brandon Nunemaker getting to the second level to hit those linebackers. They've been doing that all night. I've seen them do it repeatedly. Like they just keep getting to that second level, whether it's an outside run, inside run, or a pass. They're still getting to those linebackers even when they drop back.
I think they might have called holding on the offense. It's 1st and 20 nonetheless on the 21-yard line. 7-0 Arabians lead. Shotgun formation for Brant Gray. A quick pass for Rylan Kiesling, the tight end. Shakes off a defender and more going outside the numbers. Comes to the ground with a bang. Rylan Kiesling standing at a 6'3", 205 build. Hard to get that guy to the ground.
Yeah, you got to go for legs, but I couldn't see who that was, but they came in with the boom and hit him right at the shoulder pads and leveled Rylan Kiesling.
I like their use of Rylan Kiesling on the offense. We saw a little bit of him last year. Of course, he's the starting outside linebacker, but he's so big, he's so dominant. Put him on the offense, and it works out here. Now we're looking at 2nd and 5. Pistol formation, Joel Weaver, the running back in the backfield. They hand it off to him up the middle, wrapped up quickly. 3rd and short, a gain of about 2.
Joel Weaver was wanting a face mask there. You could see him while he was getting up, holding his face mask, looking at the referee.
I think the consensus in the booth was face mask. Wasn't able to get the call. 7-0 here. Arabians lead with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. I like the spot they're in. They saw adversity with the 1st and 20 after the penalty. They didn't have any last week in their scrimmage, and they're able to battle back to this 3rd and 2. And Joel Weaver's been averaging about 2 a carry. And they'll fake it to him here. Roll action, play action. They'll roll it out to Colton Johnson, who's not going to get much here. He'll be wrapped up shy of the first down. Loss of about 1 yard. It's 4th and 3.
I think that was the right play call. Roll out past your bruiser. I mean, Colton Johnson at number 20. Colton Johnson standing at 5'7", 190. Absolute bruiser as a senior running back.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking to fill that role of Garrett Peterson, what he had last year, and that's just a tough thing to do. Joel Weaver's punt hauled in by Mondin at the 15-yard line. Takes it just past the 31. Sorry, hauled in at the 25. Takes it to the 31 and brought to the ground as the Tigers will take over. Down 7-0 with 57 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. We'll see what they can do here on offense. Tell you what, Max, these quarters just fly by.
I agree. I looked over at the scoreboard with probably about 2 minutes to go, and I couldn't believe that we were already six or 7 minutes into the game.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, a hand up off the middle. It's Parks. He gets to the second level, tries a spin move before he's brought to the ground. Looked like Barrett had an ankle, and that's all he had to bring Parks down. And Parks is shifty. That's on our sheets, and we knew it coming into this one. He shows it here, bruises his way to the second level for a first down. Arabians lead 7-0, 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 44 remaining here. Parks yet again up the gut. Not going to get far here. Maybe 2. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
What I've seen from the senior linebacker, number 32, Aiden Forsha, he has a complete makeover from last year. He's doing way better at coming downhill and stopping the run right at the line of scrimmage. He's not waiting for them to get to the second level. Like last year, he was a little timid. This year, he's been working on it, and he's coming down, and he's striking.
Lebanon, 2 seconds on the clock. They opt to run a play. It's Parks. Hand off to the right side. He finds a hole and breaks his way for the first down and a little bit more to wind out the first quarter. Arabians lead 7-0. Lebanon's driving. Josh Parks and company bulldozing their way for a first down. We are going to take a quick break as the first quarter will wrap up here on the Arabian Sports Network. Stay tuned for more. You're listening to 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Weaver touchdown, drew first blood. Important to mention, Lebanon and Josh Parks, their senior running back, are driving. For the Arabians, their linebacker, senior Aiden Forsha, came off the field a little banged up after the last play. Important to mention, Preston Wolf, their outside linebacker starting, was a scratch coming into this one. And now you've got Aiden Forsha out for the foreseeable future. We'll see what that looks like. We'll update you when he comes back in. But now you've got 2 players in at the linebacker second level that don't see starter time. This is going to be a big question mark for the Arabians.
No, this is going to be Wilmer Poli's first real time on varsity. He's got to be a leader at this linebacker group, being the senior.
7-0, 12 minutes as the second quarter will be underway with this play. 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line for Lebanon, officially in Arabian territory. Hill takes the snap, steps back, looks to pass, rolls out, pocket collapsing. wants to step up. It's going to get it on his legs. 8-yard gain, we'll say. Chris Hill is speedy. I mean, you think at 5'8", 175, maybe he takes the snap, takes way back to pass. He's got to scan the field, and then he, eliminates all that dead space and gets it done on the ground.
I mean, Chris Hill at 5'8", 175, he can absolutely move. He has wheels on him. But with Josh Parks also in the backfield, I mean, they have all kinds of speed, elusiveness, just not a bunch of size.
Size was the only big question mark coming into this game of how are they going to deal with this? How are they going to overcome this? And elusiveness has been it. Hill takes the snap in the pistol formation. Pocket collapsing yet again. Herded by a field of Arabians. He throws this one away. No chance. He saw Turner Seal, Jacob Eldridge, and Jacob McKinley at his face. He knew he didn't have a chance with this one.
You got to give credit to the Arabian secondary for holding on for that long. I mean, pocket's collapsing and he gets out and he's buying time. I mean, that was a good 10, 15 seconds that the secondary had to keep track of where all the receivers were. And Chris Hill can absolutely launch it. So you don't know where it's going to go.
3rd and 3 now. Lebanon in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They hand it to Parks up the middle, who is brought down shy of the first. Absolutely leveled by the 4 up front for Pendleton Heights. Now we'll see what they do in Arabian territory. They're 1 for 1 going for it. And looks like Hill's going to stay on the field.
What would you run here?
I don't know. I would look. They've got their backup running back in the game in Jeremiah Howard. Hill's going to get this done. I just don't know how. If they get the first. Quarterback under center. They run a stretch play to the running back, Howard, who breaks a tackle, shakes off another, gets the first down and a gain of about 6. The bruiser, Jeremiah Howard, doesn't stand at a tall 5'6", but, man, he sure makes you feel it.
Yeah. No, he spun off one tackle from Will Pulley and then was brought down spun off another tackle from Grant Ellis and then was finally brought down by Wyatt Elijah, number 34.
It's like Jeremiah Howard heard me. I didn't think they were going to get it done with him and ran a stretch play to him, and the rest was history. Now, back-to-back to Howard. Doesn't get past the line of scrimmage.
I must add, that fourth down play call was very, very bold because Josh Parks is bigger than Jeremiah Howard. Mm-hmm. That's just a bold play call on 4th and 2.
I mean, they don't expect it. That's the only reason I can think there. It was a stretch to the outside. If you got a guy like that, you either use him as a wedge and push him forward, or maybe you use his speed and go to the outside, and they almost run a counter where he cuts back in. Now here's a quarterback option play. They flip it to Howard, brought down for a big tackle for loss. That was another bold play call for Lebanon. It's going to end up in a 3rd and very long.
That was a great pursuit by number 9 senior outside linebacker Rylan Kiesling and number 34 Wyatt Elijah. Great pursuit angle, gang tackling Jeremiah Howard.
I talked to Rylan today in my second period class. I asked him, Lebanon, they on paper look a bit undersized. What are you going to do about that? He says it, makes it a little bit easier for him, and it showed it right there. He was able to blow past the line and wrap up Howard. Now 3rd and 15. Arabians up 7-0 with 9 left to go in the second quarter. Shotgun formation for Hill. Pocket collapsing. He steps up to throw. He's going to get it done on his feet. Tackled before a gain of about 6 yards. I think they'll call it 5. Whenever Hill kind of steps up in the pocket, you kind of hold your breath a little bit. You don't know where this guy's going to go. You don't know if he's going to fall to the ground or pinball off a tackle. He's scary.
He is he can run, he can throw, he knows where everybody is, but he hasn't been throwing that much on the run. He had that one pass where he threw it out of bounds, but other than that, he hasn't really thrown it on the run. He's just taken off and just thrown it away.
Pistol formation. Hill steps back to throw. Rifles this one over the middle. Hauled in. And a big first down grab there for Jacob Jones. It's going to put Lebanon in the red zone. Now, something I said about both of these teams, I think they're very effective, within the 10 or even the red zone. And I think it's the dual threat ability of the quarterbacks. And we've seen how they're not afraid to give it to Jeremiah Howard when it comes to short distance gain. We'll see if they can get it done here at the 10-yard line. First and goal. Pendletonites up 7-0. 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. It'll be a handoff up the middle for Parks. Gain of maybe 2, wrapped up pretty quickly.
What I've noticed is Lebanon is running a lot of 2x2 sets and a lot of RPOs. They've been running a lot of RPOs out of 2x2 sets. They've ran it a little bit, but a lot with Josh Parks and then short yardage with the smaller, undersized Jeremiah Howard.
With that, the Arabians called a timeout. We are going to take a quick break. The score 7-0. 7 minutes, 46 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Arabians lead. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Support for...
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network. I'm Zion Palmieri, joined alongside Max Heineman. Arabians call a timeout up 7-0. As Lebanon second and goal on the 6-yard line. In a tough spot, we'll see here what unfolds in the pistol formation. One receiver to the left. Here's Chris Hill. Jones in motion. They hand it off to Parks up the gut. Tackled initially, maybe a gain of 2 on the 5-yard line. Now 3rd down. Tigers in a tough situation. They credit Turner Seal with that tackle there. You could see him fly towards the end of that play. I think he wrapped up Parks by the legs, and the rest was history.
Coming out of that timeout, senior linebacker Aiden Forsch is back in the game.
Huge for the Arabians. They need it, especially in a spot like this. 3rd and goal on the 5-yard line. Single back formation. They run it, handoff to Jacob Jones, who's tackled. Maybe a loss there. Another bold play call.
Grant Ellis got there first and hit him, but he looks a little shaken up. But Rylan Kiesling and Sam Barrett coming in to clean it up. That was great pursuit. Grant Ellis came flying down to make that hit. Didn't quite get him on the ground, but Rylan Kiesling and Sam Barrett were able to get there and clean the mess up.
I'm blanking on what that play is called.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep, there it is. Jacob Jones is the perfect guy to do it. He's a speedster, and I love that. You don't get in that formation much, but when you're this close, they're going to do it again. I like the play call a lot. But now, 4th and goal on the 4-yard line. Biggest play of the game. Arabians up 7-0. Chris Hill rolls out right. Play action pass to the end zone. He looks for Mondin. No good. Locked up by Talon Foster. Turnover on downs. The Arabians look to take over on offense.
The senior corner with lockdown defense. I mean, he jumped up there, high-pointed the ball with Tanner Mondin and just didn't let him have it.
Yeah, that was perfect. You had talked to me pregame about the strides Talon Foster has made in the offseason. This kid's put in the work. He saw a good bit of reps last year, and now you're finally seeing peak Talon Foster play in week 1 of football. This is perfect. The Arabians did what they needed to do on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see if they can get it done on their less experienced side, the offense. Shotgun formation for Brent Gray and company. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It'll be a handoff here for Joel Weaver. Push it up the middle. He'll be tackled quickly. A gain of about 2, maybe 3. Sets up 2nd and 7.
We haven't seen much of DJ McCrary, the senior running back.
You know, I was just about to mention that. I know he was a little banged up coming into today, but that's about all Coach Richmond told us. He told us he would get a little bit limited snap count today, but we still haven't seen him into the second quarter. Joe Weaver's been working.
Joe Weaver has been working alongside Colton Johnson, number 20, senior running back. I haven't seen Colton or DJ anywhere near the coaches on the sideline.
Second down, Brant Gray takes it himself. Short gain, maybe 4 yards. You'll take that every time, I think. That's almost like your running back just taking it for 4 yards. You do that enough, you're going to have a first down. Now in a tough spot. It's 3rd and 3 on your 12-yard line. Arabians lead 7-0 with 5 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. I think my favorite thing about high school football is the quarterback gives the play call, the offensive line and the rest of the receivers sit. Almost like he's like preaching to a choir.
Right.
It's a classic. Shotgun formation. I think the offensive line jumped a little early here. We'll see what the call is. And that will be the case. The Arabians, they didn't have any penalties coming in to this one. None in the scrimmage. And they have 2 now. 1 on the offense, 1 on the defense.
It's funny. I was just about to say my favorite part of Friday Night Lights in high school football is you never know what to expect. These are high school kids. You never know what to expect. Just like there, everybody went except the center.
Yeah, something to mention about penalties I thought was very interesting. There were 6 last game. That was a lot. It was a lot for a week 1 game. So far it's been pretty penalty-less. Brant Gray is going to take it himself. He'll get the first down and move the chains for the offense. This is the upside that Brant Gray offers this team. He gets it done up the gut on the ground. 1st and 10. Arabians lead 7-0 with 4 minutes left to play here until halftime. On the 16-yard line. Gray in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He steps back, look to pass, fires deep sideline for C.J. Mitchum out of his control, bobbled in between his hands. It falls for an incomplete, sets up a 2nd and 10.
What I've noticed about this Tigers defense is they've just been locking down our receivers. Brant Gray isn't able to get any air yards at all. We've just really been running it. And another thing, we were saying on paper their defense is very small, but they haven't really let anybody go. It's just been everybody meet at one point. Everybody see ball go ball. Just
yeah, I don't. It's really shocked me how that hasn't really played too big of a role. They're gonna hand this one off to Joel Weaver for a short gain. Call it 1 yard, 3rd and 9. And now it's interesting they haven't tried DJ McCrary yet. I feel like now's the time you would. You don't know how he's feeling. We don't, especially up here in the booth. I feel like you look to him pretty soon.
I mean, these 2 and 3 and yard gains over and over, and Joel Weaver's been taking the majority of the handoffs, those hits, and he's a bruiser. Like, he'll run into you as hard as he possibly can. Those hits add up, especially for the first game of the season.
Shotgun formation, trips to his left, a pass in traffic, caught by Lowenbiel. First down, a bold move by Brant Gray, moves the chains. I love that. That was beautiful. It looked scary. In theory, I don't know about that one, but he gets it done, puts it right on the money. First down, Arabians. 7-0, 3 minutes to go here until halftime. Arabians lead.
Joe Weaver just got subbed out. I believe number 20 senior running back Colton Johnson is in the game right now.
Another bruiser.
Oh, no, it's Talon Foster.
Talon Foster got good running back snaps last year behind Keaton Jones. Brant Gray rolls out, looks to throw, fires first, tight end Sam Barrett hauled in for about a 6-yard gain. 2nd and short now. Sam Barrett last year, I feel like he had a lot of the pieces together. He just kind of couldn't tie it all in a perfect knot, and that's why he only saw 6 receptions last year. This is, going into a sophomore year, he could put up numbers this year. and a consistent target to him there is a very green flag for me.
Well, after seeing that catch, I believe he's obviously been working on his catching.
Shotgun formation, a quick pass from Gray, fires, caught by Cooper Sims. Can't make a move after the catch. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down. No gain there. I like the upside there. Cooper Sims after the catch is always a safe bet, but he wasn't able to shake off a defender, and now he grabs his waist. Looks fine there as he'll come out of the formation. Third and short here. Who do you look to?
Third and short, I feel like
Colton
Johnson. Colton Johnson, I feel like that's your main guy right here. Arabians lining up in Arabian set.
Split running backs, two receivers to the right. A penalty on the play. False start for Pendleton Heights is going to push them back. They're in a perfect set right there. Third and short. You've got a shifty quarterback in Brant Gray, Joel Weaver, and Colton Johnson. So many options you can do there, so many reads you can make, but a penalty erases that all. Now it's third and about 6.
What does this change?
You can't pick up that short gain. I think with only 1 yard to move, that little movement of who he's going to flip the option to, who he's going to hand it off to, could change if you get that first down or not. Now you've got 6 yards in between. I see both upsides there. I get why you ask me that, but that's my opinion.
Just the pass hasn't been working very much for this Arabian offense so far. So
we are going to take a quick break because of the timeout. Arabians up 7-0. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEN.
Support for this 91.7 WEEN.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future.
EEM, we welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 1 minute to go here until halftime. The score 7-0. Arabians lead here. Hasn't been much action on offense. That was the story of the game last year. In a 40-48 brawl, the Arabians fell. This has been a different case. 2 years ago, it was a 15-0 game where the Arabians won. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 6. Brant Gray looks to throw, fires in traffic, caught by his receiver. C.J. Mitchell moves upfield for a big gain after the catch.
C.J. Mitchell, strong hands. Brant Gray threading the needle into C.J. Wade. Good concentration.
The thing for C.J. Mitchell was the separation. He got himself in open space and was able to shift himself in and out through defenders and eventually pedaled outside of the numbers and stepped out of bounds. A big gain sets up a first down in Tiger territory. Shotgun formation. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Gray looks to pass, fires. Byron Vors. And that one is a tough play there. He fires it for Byron Vors. And that looks like a good shot there, but it lays his wide receiver out in the open, and he is laid out.
That was a brutal hit.
Yeah, Byron Vors there. That was a beautiful spot. We are... Hold on a second. The score 7-0. 55 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Tune into the Arabian Rundown Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Join host Reagan Butler, Zion Palmieri, Sophia Bevan, and Brooklyn Schuyler for a fun-filled 2 hours from trivia to the latest news and around the campus and community. Stay tuned for more on the Arabian Sports Network. It's our fun afternoon show. That'll end up a 15-yard penalty. Push the Pendleton Heights Arabians a little bit further. That's a football play right there. It's a difficult one.
Especially with no replay in high school, I feel like that would have went another way in the pros.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you got to give props to Byron Vors. That was a brutal looking hit, and he just hopped right back up.
Now 55 seconds left to play here. The Arabians, they got to make their move. Halftime very soon approaching with only 7 points on the board. You know, in chip shot field goal range, I would say. Brant Gray, bold pass here to the end zone. Way off the target for Lowen Beal. Now with a 2nd and 10 on the 15-yard line. Not on the 15. They're pretty close to the 15. Who do you look to? I don't know. You look outside the numbers. That was the story last year. Colton Frank was able to, hit it to Jacob Rowley, who would catch it and tiptoe out, or maybe Nate DeRoff. Those guys are gone.
I feel like either you got to go to C.J. Mitchum or a Cooper Sims. I mean, Cooper Sims has the experience, but I feel like C.J. ever since we were little, he's just had that wide receiver. Like, he's always played wide receiver. He has great hands, and he just carries himself as a wide receiver.
They'll fake the handoff to Joe Weaver. Colton Frank. Scratch that. Brant Gray will take it up the middle. Too used to saying Colton Frank. That's the upside to Brant Gray. He fakes the handoff to Joel Weaver. Takes it himself up the gut. Touchdown Arabians. Their 2nd of the day, both on the ground.
That was a great run by Brant. I mean, he just put his head down and just ran right through. He broke tackles, broke through arm tackles. He just...
Wasting no time. The PAT clear. 14-zip. The Arabians lead after a Brant Gray masterclass of a drive. We are going to take a quick break. We will return the last 46 seconds of this game, or this quarter, I should add. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Stay connected with everything happening on campus.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
WEEM, we welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 14-zip. The score here with 46 seconds left to play. Looks like Dylan Johns looking to kick this one off. Maybe not.
Oh, forgot his tee.
Forgot his tee. What have you seen so far from the Arabians that you've liked? Obviously, they're up 14-0.
I've seen a lot of aggression. I feel like aggression has been the biggest thing, the thing that's worked for us the most. With the experience we have on the offensive side, with the sophomore running back of Joel Weaver carrying most of the workload tonight, he hasn't shied away at all. And our defense is just shown up.
Dylan Johns looking to kick off. Lebanon back to receive it. It'll be a touchback, too far. Tigers will take over.
Lebanon will take over, 1st and 10.
Dylan Johns got a lot of information about him. I haven't been able to speak most of it, obviously. Doesn't play football 3 years of his high school career. Joins his senior year. Of course, he is a known soccer player. Last year, he had 14 goals, 10 assists. Yesterday, he had 2 assists versus Lawrence Central. He's been able to get it done. I wasn't really expecting him at the place kicker spot, kicking PATs. I really expected him to be kicking off, with his leg. He's got the power, but he's got it done on the special teams unit as well.
Yes, I was expecting Drake Hakenhoff.
Yeah, now pistol formation for Chris Hill. Throws this one for his receiver, Monden. Outside the numbers, a quick grab, steps outside. It'll be 2nd and about 5. And that's kind of what we were talking about last year's Arabians. They get it and instantly fall out of bounds, tiptoe out of bounds. And Monden's the perfect guy. Stays on the outside and quick out route. Nice 5-yard gain. Pistol formation, trips to the left, one receiver to the right. 14-0 Arabians lead, 40 seconds to play here. And they look to Mondin yet again, the same exact play. This one looked like a curl outside the numbers.
I think the Tigers were looking to go deep. I don't think that was his first read. I think that was about his third or fourth read because Jacob Jones and company were going deep. They had three guys going deep. Jacob Jones was on a deep crosser and then two other guys on streaks. They were looking to go deep.
I mean, you got to think you're on your 20-yard line. And well, now 25. You're on your 25-yard line with 37 seconds left to play. You know, you're going to have to throw a deep pass here now. Trips to his left. Hill flips this one to Parks, his running back, moving upfield. He's got the first down and probably 9 more. A big gain for Josh Parks and company. And that's, I love that play call here. You know, you get out of bounds. That's what they're looking for. And you get it to a guy who's no stranger to screens.
If you were the head coach for the Tigers, what would you be doing? Would you keep throwing check down routes or would you just try one down the field?
First read down the field, second is the check down is what I would say. Here's Chris Hill scrambling, slides down quickly, did not want to take a big hit there. They've got timeouts to spare, and that was a good read by Chris Hill. I think instantly didn't see what he liked, and
he didn't want any part of Max Garner.
We'll stick through and talk through it here now. 14-0, 24 seconds left. Tigers on their own 38. You asked me what would you do, you know, check down or go out. I feel like first read you got to look deep. You know, that's the fun thing to go here. That's the risk, and there's not a lot of that with 24 seconds left to play. Max, what are you thinking?
I think out routes.
Yeah.
I think 7 to 8 yard out routes will get you down the field, and then after about the second or third one, just do a chair route, which is you fake an out route and you go out, and then you just cut up field. And I feel like that would get one of these corners, and then you could just basically walk into the end zone and just put it on the receiver. I feel like Tanner Mondin would be the perfect receiver to do that.
Yeah. It's a difficult spot right now, especially with 24 seconds, because if you don't get far enough, you know, they don't have an established kicker. Pistol formation, trips to the left. One receiver to the right. Mondin on the near side. The far side. Hill pocket collapsing. Steps up. Moving outside. He needs to get out of bounds soon. As he does, gets the first down and a little bit more. Instantly. I mean, he steps up with the pocket collapsing. He steps up. You think this has got to be good for the Arabians. He's in midfield right now, and the clock would wind down a little bit more and more. But he uses his feet. He scrambles outside, picks up a first down, and gets out of bounds.
And that's about everything you could ask for out of that play. I mean, getting the first down, getting out of bounds, didn't take up too much time. We just got to figure the D-line out. I mean, they got to get to him. I understand he's elusive, but.
First and 10, pistol formation. Hill steps back to throw, pocket collapsing, steps up, rolls out right. Slides down, and another Lebanon timeout there, second of 3.
Give him 8 yards on the play.
Second and short on the 47-yard line. 10 seconds left to play here. You know, this is good game. This is chip damage, if you would. They've only got 10 seconds. They aren't going to get to the end zone in that time, and we talked about how they don't have a reliable kicker. Now what? You go out into 5 wide and just throw one up there. You've got a 50-50 guy in Tannen Mondin, who's 6'2".
I feel like Tanner Mondin ought to just run a corner route to the corner of the end zone, and you just throw it up, try it that one time, and then if that doesn't work, you probably have about a second or two left, and then after that, I feel like you just huck it into a big group of people and just see what happens. Hopefully you get a good tip or something like that.
Jacob Jones, the junior receiver I mentioned earlier, caught a 44-yard streak touchdown, his only one in that game against Pendleton Heights, just on the outside. I believe he beat out Braden Folk and had a nice touchdown for himself. Worried about that range right now.
Well, they have to get into the end zone or else they're not scoring. I haven't seen a kicker come out yet.
10 seconds. Arabians up 14-0 here. Second and 2 on the Arabian 39-yard line. Hill, pocket collapsing yet again. Throws this one upfield for Mondin. He had a hand on it, but he couldn't haul it in. Tried to tip it into his range and just fell outside. A lot of pressure by the Arabian secondary. The upside of that for the Lebanon Tigers, clock stops. It's been a second since they got the clock to stop without a timeout.
But another thing about that is that was a 6-second play for a 0-yard gain. That's another thing you have to think about. You just wasted those 6 seconds.
Yeah, they might have to get it done here or not at all. We'll see. Arabians up 14-0. Pistol formation. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Hill steps up to throw. First receiver picked off. Grant Ellis. What an interception by the senior DB in his first varsity game in his career. Has a season-ending injury early into his sophomore campaign, and it all comes back into this first game, and that one will send the Arabians into the locker room with a highlight. Just like that, the Arabians up 14-0 here. We are going to take a quick break. When we return, Logan Romine got the chance to sit down with Mr. Trevor Martin, WEEM's new marketing director. Stay tuned for that interview. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This sports program.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Programming on 91.7 WEEM is made possible through support by Anita's Diner, a small-town restaurant located at 777 East Water Street and State Road 67 in Pendleton. Their phone number is 765-778-0001.
Window Warrior Project helped me find the strength to go further than I ever thought possible.
I was able to come out of my shell and really connect with others.
So I can feel like part of a team, part of the community again.
It's possible to live better.
It's possible to have a voice and to be heard.
To feel understood.
To find peace.
Because I've experienced firsthand that anything is possible.
Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
91.7 WEEM. This is the Arabian Sports Network halftime show. I'm Logan Roman, and I'm joined by
Mr. Trevor Martin.
Absolutely. So,
all right.
Kick things off. What's your new position here?
Yes, I'm the new WEEM assistant marketing manager here at Pendleton Heights and with WEEM. And I am a WEEM alumni, class of 2021. So it's nice to be back in the fold and back with you guys, helping out the station. And it's nice to be able to be back at the high school.
Absolutely. So what does your job entail here at the station?
Yeah, so my job is to secure underwriters for the station, of course. So making sure, actually today I'm actually going to go out and do that. It's something I, go out to the local businesses in Pendleton, Anderson, surrounding communities, just trying to talk about how important and impactful the station is. And it has been for over 50 years. So that's kind of something I definitely preach to the businesses I go to. And usually we have, amazing sponsors we have had. And my goal is to kind of expand that because the budget increases. And my job, is to continue with that and get the dollars to come towards WEEM and what you guys do. And so that's my day-to-day job, is connecting with businesses through phone, email, whatever form that may present itself, and in person as well too. So
absolutely. Yeah. And you said you were a WEEM alumni. So do you use any what you learned formerly here at your job now?
I do, because I think that's definitely something I talk about. I was more on the sports side. I was like Zion Palmieri, our sports director. I was a sports director here for 2 years. So I was definitely more on that side of things, but I would, again, hear all of our underwriters. We had sponsorship for this Arabian Sports Network when I was here. So I think that's definitely something that I mention and talk about, is just how impactful, what they do is obviously throughout all the whole population of the students that are part of WEEM, but I think especially when it comes to this and everything as well too. So definitely using that to my advantage and kind of knowing the community a little bit, knowing some of the business owners here in Pendleton definitely helps me out, because I was went here from second grade all the way through senior year. So definitely a place that means a lot to me. So it's definitely something that I enjoy doing, and I'm glad that I'm back here as the assistant manager now for the station. That was so impactful for me for my 4 years here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you have any strategies that you like to use to either secure underwriters or help students out in the station?
Yeah, I think my biggest thing, I'm even kind of learning from you guys, with the kind of new setups, obviously this, nice, camera equipment that we didn't have here when I was here. So I know you guys kind of helped me out in that sense. But yeah, I would say the biggest strategies is just kind of, again, using that, kind of hometown feel, and being able to say, hey, when you listen to WEEM, you're here because it's kind of like a mutual partnership. Like they're promoting themselves, through our station, but we're kind of, that mutual partnership there. So, the different banks and doctor's offices and dentist offices, just the ways that we can connect with the community is always impactful. And so I think that's something that I've kind of learned as I've started here, throughout my first couple of weeks here, and excited for the rest of the school year for sure. But I'm definitely, try to use that to my advantage, just being from here and knowing a lot of people and trying to use those connections, whether I, knew if they had a kid who graduated from Pendleton, kind of, making that connection, or, maybe they know my mom who graduated here in 1985. So just knowing the different people that, come through Pendleton, it's obviously a kind of a small knit, tight knit community. So using that to my advantage for sure to secure those underwriters.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you looking forward to anything sports wise to this year, and seeing how the sports department progresses, especially the Arabian Sports Network itself?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm excited. I think the team of people we have together, obviously Zion, Liam Davis, Max. I don't want to leave anybody out. I think Emma Todd's going to join us as well for some things. Connor Weflin, Colton Bailey. I know those are the people on the staff. So just excited for what they can do. I think the content they produce, I think, the coaches show every Saturday morning throughout the fall, and then translating that to winter. I think, it's something I always took pride in when I was here interviewing coaches, being able to adapt to those kind of things. So definitely excited to see the progression of that. Of course, all departments, since I'm kind of working hand in hand, with you guys throughout the day, but excited to see what sports does, because that's kind of our outreach, in the community, every Friday night for football games and basketball games as well too. So just excited to kind of see what this year holds, I think, across all departments, but of course with sports specifically, just kind of seeing how that outreach is and how the broadcast will sound. But I know there's with the live stream, the camera operator, there's a lot more to it than even when I was here. So excited to see just everyone getting together, having those 6, 7, 8 students that are part of the process to make a broadcast run is always fun to see, and good to see, all the students involved. And so excited to see what this year holds for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. So I know you already talked a little bit about what you were excited for, but do you have anything specific that you're looking forward to as we go through this year here at the station?
I think the biggest thing for me, homecoming is always a big deal here. So I think that's something I know we'll obviously get to that, in future interviews, I'm sure, with homecoming week. But I think it'll be kind of fun to see it on this side, obviously being at Pendleton Heights for my, 10, 12 years of school, obviously. And so to be able to kind of see it from the, teacher perspective now, and like to be back as a faculty member, I think will be kind of something interesting just to kind of be part of that, atmosphere through, the dress up days throughout the week and something. So that's probably one week that I kind of have circled on the calendar and excited for that week of, September, I guess it's 8th or 9th, and then continuing on to that Friday night game. So that's probably the, first off, in this fall semester for sure, something that I'm looking forward to is homecoming for sure. Cause that's always a big deal here, and excited to see everyone come out in the parade and the game, of course, kind of culminating that weekend. So it'll be fun to see that for sure.
Absolutely. I'm also excited for homecoming.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing how everyone dresses up this year. It's always a great time.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, that does about wrap up the time that we have here. Once again, this was the ASN Coaches Halftime Show. I was Logan Romine, and I was joined by
Trevor Martin.
Thank you for coming out.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
Hi, my name is Layla Reed.
Hi, I'm Zion Palmieri, and we're a part of 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM first aired on November 1st, 1971. Since then, our station has been student-run, teaching the students of Pendleton Heights the skills necessary to be successful broadcasters.
I've been involved in radio since my freshman year of high school, and that's when I really found my passion. During this time, I've served as the social media director and the operations manager, which has helped me better my skills and get more prepared for my future. Without this program, I would have never known that media is my true passion and what I want to do in life.
In my junior year of high school, I was promoted to be the WEEM sports director. While my other peers were figuring out what they wanted to do post-high school, I had already known my profession was going to be in sports media.
Our students' continued success would not be possible without the support of our underwriters.
With the backing of our dedicated underwriters, students in the WEEM program gain a significant advantage over others as they join the workforce.
Media and technology are constantly evolving, and our students need to evolve with them. Tools like computers, broadcasting equipment, and on-air gear help keep our studio fresh, thanks to the support of our amazing underwriters.
I'm really proud of what our students have accomplished and what they will continue to accomplish. We've placed in a number of categories for the Indiana Association of Student Broadcasters. To place, you need the tools necessary, and we get those tools from our underwriters.
Ready to become an underwriter today? Contact Luke Watson, our 91.7 WEEM Marketing Director at lwatson@smcsc.com or at 260-417-5802 for more information.
Thank you for watching. Your support as an underwriter can empower our students and keep their voices alive. Join us in making a difference because every voice matters. Become an underwriter today.
Zach Terrell.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media.
Done at the varsity level. And then Brain Wenger is 6'1", 215 as a freshman. Now, that is a good size for a freshman, but not for starting varsity at the 4A level.
It's a tough situation. We are going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue to break down this game a little bit. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network Halftime Show, 91.7 WEEM.
To every referee, umpire, and judge in high school sports, we want to say, we see you.
We see everything you do for us that goes unnoticed.
We see the positive role models that you are.
We see the way you get unfairly criticized just for doing your job.
The truth is, we couldn't play without you.
So thank you for investing your time in us.
Thank you for protecting the integrity of the game, no matter what.
We hope you always know how much we appreciate you.
Because without you, this is just recess. It's not really a game.
Thank you for always making it possible for us to play the sports we love.
Want to serve the students in your community? Sign up to become an official in Indiana at highschoolofficials.com.
Flash back to the 90s and take a trip down memory lane. Enjoy the best hits from the legendary stars of the 90s.
Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it.
We got all the hits you'll love. Tune in every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9 for the ultimate 90s music experience. Relive the magic and energy of the era with 91.7 WEEM.
Thank you for listening to the Arabian Sports Network's halftime show. Now here's second half action on 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you here to the Arabian Sports Network. Now officially 1 minute to go in halftime, so we're essentially back to action. The third quarter here for both teams. What do? We talked about Lebanon. Their struggles offensively have been only their line. It's kind of a little bit undersized and inexperienced. You know, you don't really fix that overnight. You don't fix that in a halftime meeting. What can you do here if you're the Lebanon Tigers and Josh Yoger to come back 14-0?
I mean, you're just going to have to, simplify it a little bit. I mean, with the inexperience, you got to simplify your plays. You got to avoid outside runs, especially with these young tackles and how undersized they are going up against people like Rylan Kiesling and Sam Barrett. They're just going to eat them up. So you got to do a lot of inside runs, a lot of quick passes. Chris Hill has to get it out. He's not going to have a bunch of time, as we've seen so far. There's been multiple times. There's probably 4 or 5 plays in a row at the end of the first half where he just had to scramble every single play and had to pick up what he could get.
Yeah, and then for the Arabians, I think keep doing what you're doing offensively. Obviously, it's working. You're up 14-0. I think it's small things. If Joel Weaver can get 1 or 2 extra yards, shake off a tackle. He's not the biggest guy ever, and that's another thing that, a variable you can't really change. But you've seen a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. Brant Gray, we mentioned. Not the best quarterback play we've seen, but he's playing competent football. They call quarterbacks all the time game managers. He's game managing right now.
He is game managing, yes.
And game managing can win you a football game. They're up 14-0 because he's managed it and he hasn't done too much negative.
One thing I would like to see the Arabian offense add is a little bit of DJ McCrary. Pre-game, Coach Richmond told us that he'd have limited playing time, limited snaps, but we didn't understand that limited meant none, especially in that first half. He has had nothing. I'd like to see him get a few snaps. There might be a little more going on to it, or else Richmond would have put him in.
I'm sure there's a story we don't know. Maybe he's, doesn't feel up to it at the moment. Whatever it may be, he hasn't seen the field, but right now he's talking to the guys that are about to go on the hands team. He's ready. He looks pumped and excited. We'll see what happens here. 56 seconds and counting till halftime is over. All time, this team is 2-2 against each other. They've traded off wins back and forth in each of their matchups. Pendleton Heights undefeated when they take on Lebanon at home.
Let's hope we can keep it up. Right now, it's surely looking good. Up 14-0 going in the second half. But we just have to stop them here on this possession. We're going to give the ball right to Lebanon. And, we just have to stop them. We got to stay consistent with our aggressiveness. Mm-hmm. And, we're doing a great job. Our linebackers are stepping up. Same with our outside backers. Sam Barrett has really, really stepped up with the absence of Preston Wolf.
Yeah, that was a big question mark, especially, Preston Wolf was a scratch coming into this game, and then early in the game we saw Aiden Forsha get a little banged up, come out for a few plays. So at one point, you've got Sam Barrett as well as Will Poley in this game. 2 guys who have not seen a bunch of time at the varsity linebacker position, but they were able to get it done. And that's been this game so far. The Arabians were able to do enough to beat out this Tiger team. All right, now Dylan Johns looks to kick off. Get this one underway. Obviously, the Arabians elected to receive to start, so now they kick off at halftime. 14-0 here. The score As we enter the third quarter, we mentioned Dylan Johns, senior soccer player, 10 assists last season. This kick is up and underway. Looks like it's going to be in the hands of the backup running back, Jeremiah Howard. Nice return, gets it to the 34-yard line. First and 10 for the Tiger offense.
See, what I don't quite understand is Dylan John kicked that, and it landed at the 15-yard line, and he comes off the field shaking his head like that was a bad kick. That just shows you what kind of leg he has. He's used to pitting it at the 5 or the 10, and it lands at the 15. He's coming off shaking his head. That's impressive.
We're in for a season on the special teams unit, let me tell you that. Hill rolls out, play action pass, flips this one for his receiver, Jacob Jones. Just a little bit too much on it. If he hits Jones there, that might go for 20. Jones explosive after the catch. And now we gave a lot of credit to Chris Hill in the break, about how good of his quarterback play was in the first half. Seen a rare miscue from him here.
They've ran that play multiple times already this game. I think that might be their go-to play for the season.
Now, shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Fake the handoff, RPO play, caught by Jacob Jones. Makes a defender miss, goes upfield and more. Hit hard to the ground by the linebacker, Aiden Forsha. That'll set up 3rd and short for this Tiger team at about the 48-yard line.
That's the kind of work I was talking about earlier in this game that Aiden Forsha has put in, about coming downhill and just smacking, just hitting. And he didn't do that much last year because he relied on his teammate, Nico White. But now, as the leader in this linebacker room, he's stepped up tremendously in this game.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hill looks to throw, slant over the middle, almost hauled in by Jones's receiver, bobbled a little bit. Looked like last second Aiden Forsha saw that and tried to make a move for a ball. I don't think he was able to hold on to that one, so 4th and short now. I really like the RPO plays for this offense. They've got the perfect one for it, especially with guys like Jacob Jones. I guess coming out of the break, they just haven't been able to really squeeze them or put it right on the money.
No, I agree. Arabian's trying to get off the field here, and they're going Lebanon in a jumbo set trying to get the Arabians jump off sides.
Not going to work here, but Lebanon will draw a false start, and that one was hype. I think just Talon Foster jumped 4 feet in the air in excitement about that one. And, you that's smart from Lebanon. It's 4th and short. Try to get them to jump. They've jumped a few times on the offensive side, but this defense is well tested. They'll look to punt here. And there's another penalty here. This one before the snap. Tigers. Another special teams miscue offsides. Arabian still up 14-0, 11 minutes to play here. 4th and 11 on the 33-yard line. Tannen Mondin, the junior, to punt it away. This one high, fair catch signal by Cooper Sims at the 34-yard line. Or excuse me, that was Wyatt Elijah. The Arabian offense back onto the field. In what was a semi-successful first half, they were able to score 2 touchdowns. One of them, an early handoff to Joel Weaver. The second, Brant Gray getting it done on the ground. We'll see what they can do here. I believe we saw 2 drives from them that were 3 and outs. They've been stopped. They've had their mojo. They've had, times where that was pulled away. Now in a split backfield, 2 receivers, 1 on each side. Talon Foster and Joel Weaver, the running backs in the backfield. What did you call this before? The Arabian?
This is Arabian formation.
Okay.
It's a 2 running back, 1 tight end set.
Handoff up the middle to Joel Weaver. And now offensive lineman Luke Graham going to come out of this one, an integral piece of this team. A little shaken up. We'll see what happens now. Looking to see who comes in, some depth on that offensive line. Looking like Eli Poor, a sophomore. Now for Brant Gray. Pocket collapsing. 2nd and long. Trying to use his legs to get this one done. Some nice chip yards. Is going to put him about a yard shy of this first down. This is the battle of dual threat quarterbacks. I think we've seen the same play, just mirrored for the Arabians.
No, that was a great read by Brent Gray, just to take it and get out of bounds. Just get as many yards as he can, not taking the hit. That's one thing he learned from last year. Last year in JV, he just tried to lower his shoulder and hit whoever he could. And now he's just looking to get out of bounds, which is a huge step up.
Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Brant Gray on the 44-yard line, 2nd and 1. It'll be a handoff to Weaver, who will get wrapped up far behind the line of scrimmage. The Arabians lose a lot here. 14-0, 10:27 left to play here in the third quarter. 4th and mid. Joel Weaver looking to punt this one away.
Just haven't been able to get the run going since the first drive.
And you would think that's the time to put in DJ McCrary. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case tonight. And now a nice punt here by Joel Weaver. Rolling, lands probably at the 24 maybe, and gets all the way down to the 13-yard line. Joel Weaver, for a sophomore, he can punt that thing.
No, I haven't seen Joel Weaver punt very much in the offseason, but we're kind of going away from that red rugby punt where they'd roll out to the right and try to line drive it down the field. We haven't seen that today. It's just been the regular purple punt.
Nate Rolfe was a big proponent of that rugby punt that you're referencing. It almost looks like, he's going to do something a little bit more just to get it down the field like that. Here's shotgun formation for Hill. He'll give it to Parks, the running back inside.
D. Hayden, the junior in, haven't had much varsity experience. I'm not 100% sure on what the thought process of the rotation for the D-line is. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, D. Hayden is sometimes in, sometimes it's Turner Seals, sometimes it's Jake Eldridge, Jacob McKinley. We've just been training them in and out.
Very tight formation here. They'll do that same play action where Hill rolls out. He finds Jones, hits his target. Get a mid-range gain and pushed out of bounds. It's that exact same play we've seen a few times. Last time it was ran, they missed Jones. They were able to hit him here for a short chip yard gain play. Jones still on the ground. 3rd and about 6 for the Lebanon Tigers here. Not an area they've had a ton of success around. But, this is that part where Chris Hill is, the guy you're looking out for.
Yeah, you have to keep eyes on him all game long, whether he's rolling out or play action or play fake, under center. You got to keep an eye out for him. He can run, he can throw. He has great vision. We've seen his awareness be on display tonight.
Yeah, in the meantime, did you know we have a website? 917weem.org offers various resources all in one location. Not only can you find WEM Podcast, our newsletter, our links to our social media, but as well as important Pendleton Heights and Pendleton resources as well. Type 917weem.org into your search engine. Pistol formation here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Hill steps back to throw, pocket collapsing, big 50-50 ball for his receiver. I say that, but he had a step on him, Mondin, that is. Cooper Sims played it right. A little bit overthrown anyway.
If he put a little less air under that, Mondin would have been able to go up and get it, or that might have been a touchdown if he was able to reel that in, because it was one-on-one and there wasn't a safety in sight.
14-0 here, 9 minutes to play. 4th and 5 now. That was a bold move on third down. I don't hate the call at all. Like you said, a little less air. He might have had a step to get 60 yards there.
What I've noticed in this second half, we haven't seen any Colton Johnson. It's just been Joel Weaver of that last drive.
Yeah, with that, Lebanon's going to take a timeout. We will too. Stay tuned for more. Arabians up 14-0, 8:47 to play here. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This 91.7 W.
Some see a high school football stadium. You see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 14-0 here. Pendleton Heights leads, 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Lebanon offense back onto the field, 4th and 5. It's looking like the special teams unit. Mondin, the punter. We mentioned this before, they didn't really specify who it was. It was just going to be a positional player. Cooper Sims has fair caught all of them. This time he opts to grab it. Wrapped up pretty quickly at a 49-yard line.
We've been talking all game about not seeing DJ McCrary. Now he's out on the field for this first play of the possession. Do you think they hand it off, or are they going to go for a quick pass?
Wouldn't be surprised if they... I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's important to mention Luke Graham's still not back into this rotation. I'm not sure we'll see him again today. But that's going to shake it up. Depending if they run the ball. McCurry's a guy that you're going to go to the outside for. That's just his build, I'm assuming, and they don't. They go up the gut. And a lot of aggression there on that play. They give him 4 yards. That's up 2nd and 6. That's a nice gain. A coach can't complain about that. I guess at his size, they're not afraid to go up the gut. 185, 6 foot tall.
That didn't even describe how strong he is on paper. On paper, it sounds like a good running back. He's phenomenal in the weight room.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right. A quick pass here. This one for the tight end, Ryland Kiesling, bulldozing his way through. He moves the chains and more. The Arabians got a bit of a drive going.
There's that screen pass to Ryland Kiesling that we saw in the first half. Works again, just about the same as the other one, but didn't get absolutely leveled this time.
I think it's important to note here, penalty on the field. In all 4 total matchups historically between Pendleton Heights and Lebanon, the team with less penalty yardage in each game. Not less penalties, penalty yardage. Pendleton Heights has more penalty yardage by far in this game.
Yeah.
And it's a play like that gets erased away now, 2nd and 13. That one hurts. That one hurts morale. It's small stakes like that lost you a football game last year against Lebanon. And if they pile up, could be a bad ending to this game. And an offensive line starts to fall through as Lebanon will get a sack. 3rd and 21. It's about what we're looking like.
Somebody we haven't seen this second half is Byron Vors. Ever since that hit, we haven't seen him into the game Not sure what's going on. He popped up, he looked fine, but still hasn't gone in. So that leaves room for sophomore Adog Danley to get some reps in his first varsity game.
Not sure if a timeout is called or they're just taking time for a player on the field. I would take a break due to a timeout, but Lebanon looks ready. They're on the field pretty well set. Third and 21. What are you doing here if you're the Pendleton Knights Arabians offense?
I just try to get a screen pass to your running back. Just try to get as many yards as you possibly can. Don't go downfield for it. Just try to get up there, give a little room for Joel Weaver to pin him deep.
Yeah, they've got Colton Johnson here. I think you look out for the play action. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They do give it to Johnson. No, they don't. Quarterback keeper. They tricked me. They picked up a good 6-yard gain there, but when you're down 21 till the first, it's not going to really matter. They chip it all the way to 15. Joel Weaver and the punting unit come out. They loft this one up. And Joel Weaver, what a game he's had. A punt from about his 40-yard line gets within the 15. PA guys calls it 48 yards. 14-0 still Arabians lead. 6:27 left to play in the third quarter.
As we just said on the last punt, we haven't seen much of that red punt, that rugby rollout punt. That's what Joel Weaver just did and had it roll about 15 to 20 yards. Pinned him deep inside the 10.
Now, in your time, is that a play call? Or is that just a personal choice?
No, that's a play call. Usually it was Coach Trout. Last year it was Coach Trout that would say it to us.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff up the middle, absolutely stuffed. When the offense isn't clicking, the Arabian defense seems to be their rock.
Going back to what I was saying about that punt, he usually does it. Coach Trout used to usually call it on the strength. Like whenever I would be out there punting, he'd call for the red punt, for me to roll out and punt. Whenever it was Nate, roll out and punt. Whenever it was Will Pulley, he called purple punt just because he was better at the stand-up, normal, technical punt.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff up the middle for Parks. Not going to be enough. 3rd and about 3. Linebackers getting some action on this one. Parks has done a good job of getting past that D line occasionally and getting to the second level. But a tackle there by Aiden Forsha, he was right there. As soon as they got past McKinley, he was right there to flip Parks back over. Now pistol formation, 2 to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Hill steps back to pass, fires first receiver, high, deep ball for Jacoby Jones. Not going to be there. Now another 4th and short situation. Last time they were this short, they tried to get the Arabians to jump.
That won't happen this time, I can tell you that.
Little too far, but yeah. They do have the point unit back out. The risk is too high.
Mm-hmm. It's still a game. It's still a ball game.
It is. It is still the third quarter. 5 minutes to play here. I don't trust a team that had so many secret weapons in their game last year. I get it. It's a whole different team. It's a whole different coach. A lot of different variables at play here, but at any point they just pulled something deep from their bag and they won that game late last year. A high snap from the long snapper as this one goes back. A safety for Pendleton Heights. They capitalized on an uncharacteristic error And just like that, add 2 more, 16-zip, Arabians lead.
Arabians got lucky on that one.
Important to add, I really not sure if he was in on that play. Their center, Trevor Strode, had a bad snap against against Brebeuf in their scrimmage. Hill was able to recover it. But, it's a totally different thing. Sometimes they'll throw in a new guy as the long snapper. I'm not sure if that was the case. I guess I'll look next time, but they could change the personnel. Trevor Strode, though, did have a bad snap, and if the Arabians were watching film and that ended up being him, it worked out in their favor.
Only difference in that one is the one against Brebeuf, or however you say that. Brebeuf?
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
All right, there you go. Chris Hill recovered that one.
Yeah. It was just high.
He did not.
Yeah. That one was high. That last one that resulted in a safety was really high. And, the uncharacteristic part about a safety is now, they're going to have to punt this thing off.
Yeah, and they already don't have a great punt unit. It's just
16-zip, 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. I really don't know the last time we've seen the Arabians get a safety.
It's been a while.
Not last year, I can tell you that for sure. I believe the year before. Also important to note, we talked about that offensive line that changes the personnel, especially with DJ McCray. Luke Graham, jersey off. Doesn't look like he's coming back tonight. Tough spot for the Arabians. That's a senior rock. That is a cornerstone of your team, of your run game. He's on the sideline looking chipper.
Smiley as always.
Lebanon punting this one off. Talon Foster looking to recover. Kind of a miscommunication. Ends up in the hands of Rylan Kiesling. He takes it outside on the numbers. And a corral of his teammates will push him out of bounds. I think there might have been an error there. I think that was supposed to go to Talon, and someone touched it. Rylan grabs it.
Yep.
Bulldozes through. That's what you need from your senior.
It worked out. He put a move on and got about a 25-yard gain. Still taking DJ McCrary off the field.
In the return, there's a penalty for Pendleton Knights. Yet another. Again, told you don't have stats tonight. Unfortunate. But they have more than Lebanon. They've been uncharacteristically, not themselves. Like, again, I mentioned it multiple times. They had one in their scrimmage last week. They were incredibly poised. They were incredibly smart. I've told they had a great week of practice in terms of not committing fouls and penalties like that, and hasn't translated into this game. Shotgun formation. Brent Gray tries to hand it off. He throws it last second to a wide open CJ Mitchum. Open in between the field. He's got one man to beat to the races. CJ Mitchum, touchdown.
He was wide open. I'm not sure what happened over there. I didn't quite see it. But CJ Mitchum was wide open.
In the last 2 minutes of play, the Arabians have turned the heat up on. CJ Mitchum dusts his man and takes it deep for 6. Dylan Johns to kick the extra point here, and just like that, it was a tiresome game. Even after a safety, this crowd was still, not fully into it, and they get loud, they get hype after that one, and a false start on the offense is going to push this PAT back. After this game, Coach Richmond is going to come up here, and one of the first sentences out of his mouth is going to be about these penalties. I guarantee it.
Yeah. No, this will definitely be something he talks about in tomorrow's meeting.
Dylan Johns. We've talked a lot about this guy's leg. Penalties might be bad, but usually he's always got the range. This one off the mark. They missed the extra point. They're lucky they got the safety. 22-0. We are going to take a quick break after that touchdown. Arabians lead with 4:48 to play here in the third quarter. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights football on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. Pendleton Heights up 22-0 after a safety that turns into a possession for the Arabian offense. A C.J. Mitchum wide open touchdown, and then a mixed extra point for the kicker, Dylan John. He's known for his leg. He's known for having the distance. That's why he kicks off. But the Arabians also have Drake Hakenhoff, the sophomore. And I was kind of under the impression coming into this game that he was going to be kicking the field goals, the PATs. We haven't seen him so far tonight. Maybe they start. We'll see after this if they get back into that role.
I think they finish it out with Dylan John, but I think this week during practice they're going to make some adjustments.
Looking left, looking right. Dylan John's set to kick this one off with the Arabians up generously 22-0 at home. Been quite the fun week one matchup so far. This one goes way deep. The backup running back Howard takes this one at the 15-yard line. He takes it outside, cuts it back, wants to go the other direction. A big hit by the Arabians sends them to the ground at the 18-yard line. Just like that, the Tigers take back over on offense. They saw minimal success last time up here. I believe the last two times. They just couldn't get it going. They tried their play-action rollout pass to Jones. Jones was leveled. Runs from Parks and Howard haven't been able to get to the second level. If they do, not very far. Stopped by Aiden Forsha. What do you try out here? Hill was the only thing conducting your offense in the first half, and he hasn't really been able to have a chance to, get to the second level either. Split backfield. It's a handoff for Howard. He fumbles this one. Recovered. Got a lucky bounce on this one. Brought to the ground. A nice 7-8 yard gain. Not by the work of his own. He dropped the ball, bounced back into his own, and kind of laid down.
I don't think I've seen that. I mean, that was impressive, especially with that many people around him. How do you drop it and then it bounces right back? Like, that is the most luck I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is thankful. I'll give you that one. Split backfield. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Second and short for the Lebanon Tiger offense. They hand this one off to Howard yet again. Two straight possessions into the hands of Jeremiah Howard. This time he's wrapped up way before he can get to the line of scrimmage.
Jake Eldridge was pumped looking over at the sideline.
And I was about to mention the workload for Howard. He returned the kickoff. Got hit big there. He gets the first play back, fumbles it. And then his third one here, another big one. He comes out, and that does make sense. I guess they trust in their guy to go to him 3 times in a row. 22-0 Arabians lead, 3:37 left to play here as it looks like wide receiver 1, Tannen Monden, experiencing a little difficulty. He's going to take a seat at the bench. For the future, it looks like with that. I think we're going to take a quick 30-second break when we return. More Arabian football. You're listening to 91.7 WEEM.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways.
Heights football on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Hill rolls out to pass, steps up, and tackled by the Arabians. Maybe gets 2 yards there. It'll be just enough for a first down. A dangerous play as he takes it to the field. We welcome you back straight into the action. 22-zip. Arabians lead. 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Chris Hill, the senior transfer quarterback, at the helm of the offense. A quick pass for his receiver. Too low to the ground. Incompletion. Chris Hill really had a strong start to this game. He really made his presence known, especially on the ground. After that halftime break, he's really struggled. He really hasn't been able to put the passes directly where he wanted to. Maybe he fatigued after a while. There was a big change from first to second half. We said Grant Gray was the game manager. As a compliment, this guy hasn't been able to manage the game into the second half.
No. Chris Hill hasn't been looking like he did in the first half. I feel like his mind kind of went off of it at the break.
And now Chris Hill looks to throw for his running back, Parks. He hits him there. A big blitz by the Arabians almost worked out in their favor. It was a good play from Hill, backpedaling to flip it to Parks. Seniors making senior plays. They waste no time and get back to it. Pistol formation, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 22-0. And a quick throw from Chris Hill straight into the hands of his receiver, Graham Langebartels.
That was one of the most textbook tackles you will ever see by Talon Foster. The way he got off the blocks, shuffled his feet, and then went for the legs. That was beautiful.
Split backfield this time. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And this will be a handoff by Howard. D. Hayden, big miss tackle. As they will take out to the corner. The edge trying to go outside the numbers. They'll finally wrap up. Jeremiah Howard. 22-0 still. Minute 45 to play here in the third quarter. This is the biggest third down they've had this drive so far. They've been able to pick up short to mid-range plays the whole time. The only one they made something out of nothing with that flip pass to Josh Parks. They need something here, and they need it consistently. Hill looks to throw, pocket collapsing. He takes a big hit, but a shot downfield not going to be there in time. He is just not, he's been just off all this game.
Penalty marker against the Arabians. It is
And a penalty marker into the backfield. A hit to the head of the quarterback, Chris Hill. And, that's the smart call to make for the refs. Obviously, you got to keep the integrity of the game. Kind of a heartbreaker for the Arabians is that was a big play. I mean, they've been screaming at the quarterback this whole game. Absolute pressure. And then another play where Chris Hill airs one out and just misses his guy. Puts a little bit too much on it. All wiped away.
D. Hayden was the one with that penalty.
In Arabian territory now. Under center. Howard, the running back in the backfield. Will be a play action pass. Pocket collapsing. Feeling the pressure. Rylan Kiesling, he flips this one. Has no choice but to throw it away, but another penalty. We'll see who this one's on around the second level near the linebackers. 22-0. A minute and 2 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
Hill had Tanner Mondin wide open in the end zone. He just didn't have enough time to turn around and see him and get it down the field.
I think he was seeing double vision. Rylan Kiesling all in his face. This guy has had no time this game. I feel for Chris Hill. I mean, I think with a little bit stronger offensive line, this offense could be very scary. When it's week 5, week 6, and they've kind of, understood the game a little bit more and have a little more time under their belt as this is a younger team, I think this offense could potentially look scary. But they just haven't been able to put the pieces together. It is week 1. Important to mention that. Still week 1.
The first and 15 from the 47.
I feel like just like you said, the only piece that they need is an O-line. I mean, their O-line is just undersized and just so young.
Mm-hmm.
They have the quarterback, they have the running back, and they have the receivers. The coaching is good.
Another penalty. That's 3 in a row.
I believe so, unfortunately.
And this one's going to push them back on Lebanon.
False start against Lebanon. It is a 5-yard penalty.
On the offensive line. And this is week 1 football. Last year there were 6 for both teams. Just don't have the time in game. Some of these guys, it's a lot of their first varsity games. Chris Hill, first varsity game. At the quarterback position, might I add.
Yeah.
But, they don't have experience. Offensive line, too. We mentioned some young guys. They do have a center in Strode that has experience, senior. Here's Hill. Steps back to pass. Feeling the pressure from the right side. Airs out for his receiver. Hauled in by Mondin. A good pass over the middle. Hauled in by 6'2", Tannen Mondin.
Grant Ellis, with this being his first game back, he's shown out great. He's coming downhill and just laying hits. He's having the right reads. He's reading the gaps. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. He's just, overall, great game so far.
22-0, 24 seconds and counting for the rest of this third quarter. Another quick pass by Chris Hill. He's got his target. I believe that was Josh Parks.
Pre-snap, Wyatt Elijah was trying to call out that screen pass. He was calling for Aiden Forcia, the senior linebacker, to come over there and help him. You can tell he just watched film. He knew exactly what was going, what was coming.
3rd and 3 now, and that one will end the third quarter. 12 minutes left to play here from John Broughton Field with the Arabians up big. Can Lebanon come back? We will see here soon. Stay tuned for more. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Now back to Pendleton Heights football on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here into the action. First down for the Lebanon Tigers. 22-0 Pendleton Heights leads entering the fourth quarters. Lebanon's got a bit of a drive going. Some key plays on their own, especially made by that big one from Tannen Mondin, their wide receiver one. But I feel like penalties have been the main story here on this drive. In the pistol formation now, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. This one for Chris Hill. Hill step back, look to throw, forced to roll out right, hits his guy, caught a good strike for about 7 yards.
As you say, they have a good drive going, but one of Lebanon's problems is they get these drives going and then they just fall apart. Like they turn the ball over or they get a big sack and back up, then they have to go for it, then they turn it over on downs. They have to capitalize here. It's do or die at this point. They're down 22 with 11 minutes left in the fourth.
They need a score on this drive. 2nd and 4 on the 20-yard line, down by 22. Here's the play. Hill steps back to pass. Juke move, steps up. He's going to run for this one. Steps out of bounds last second. Now in goal range. We are going to take a quick break for station identification. You're listening to 91.7 WEEM.
Broadcasting from the WEEM studios, underwritten by Community Hospital Anderson, this is the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM Pendleton.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here live into the action. Apologize for the abrupt break. 22-0. 1st and goal on the 6-yard line for the Lebanon Tigers. You know, they're in a tough situation there. They're trying to get it done. You can kind of see the light switch of urgency come on for the Tiger team. And Hill takes it into his own and finally gets it moving. And that was the struggle in that third quarter, I would say. He got it done in that first half of the game. He put the ball in his hands and made the plays that his team could not help him with. But this time, I don't know what happened in that third quarter then. You know what I mean? It just didn't work from there. Fourth quarter starts. He's electric again. Now goal, like you said, you know, you have to score here, do or die.
Will Pulley into the game for Aiden Forsha. That's unfortunate. Your starting linebacker, your starting senior linebacker is out while you're trying to protect your lead when you're defending a 1st and goal on the 6-yard line.
Not been easy for the Arabians to stay healthy tonight. 2 tight ends in motion before the snap. It'll be a handoff stretch play to Parks. He needs 6 to get in goal. He might have had 3. It'll be 2nd down. I like the play there. They've got this tight end, Xander Rodriguez, the junior, and he just kind of sits on the wing. He's their starting tight end, but he didn't catch a pass all last season. I would be surprised if he does this year. Kind of a Colton Johnson for our team, just a wedge piece that you throw in there to move the line.
I feel like they put him in the backfield and just see what he can do.
Yeah, really, that would be fun. Another stretch play, this one cutting inside. Touchdown for the Lebanon Tigers. They finally put on 6 late. Some late pressure to the Arabians. We'll see who that was. I believe it was Parks. They're starting running back for 2 years in a row now. Getting his flowers tonight.
I'm going to see if do they attempt the extra point or do they go for 2? Because, it looks like they're going for 2.
Last year, they missed a kick against Pendleton Heights, and Parks is going to look to kick it here. So a 7-point opportunity for Josh Parks. Makes the touchdown, runs it in, and kicks the field goal. Kind of a fun ending to that drive if you're the Lebanon Tigers. We are going to take a quick break. The score 22-7. Lebanon making a late stand. We'll see what Pendleton Heights can do to respond. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This 91.7.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field at Pendleton Heights High School. All right, what did we just see? A lot happen today. Not the prettiest drive ever, but it worked for Lebanon. A lot of penalties, a lot of chippy plays, but they get it done, and that's Josh Parks. I want to call it a 7-point play. I'm not sure if there's a term for that. He scores 6 on the ground and then kicks his own field goal.
You don't see that much in football.
If you're going to see it, it's at the high school level, and I don't believe I have seen it before now.
Chad Ochocinco with the Bengals in like 2005.
Yeah,
absolutely
I didn't think about that.
Drilled an extra point.
Kai Owens kicks this one off for Pendleton Heights. Grant Ellis, the DB, shows the fair catch signal as the offensive line comes back out. Got to remember, like we said before, Luke Graham not going to come back out tonight. In his place, Elijah Poor, sophomore.
Pendleton Heights will begin their drive.
He's a bruiser. We should put him at running back. He is, in rugby, he is just strong and at will. He'll do whatever for the team. He really will.
5'11", 220. Shotgun. Trips to his right. Brant Gray hands this one off up the middle. Joel Weaver making some splashes late. Oh, scratch that. Colton Johnson. They changed the personnel. Joel Weaver got most of the snaps today. We talked about that with DJ McCrary as he comes into the game now. But they give this one to Colton Johnson, and he's able to get one of the better running back pickups of the day.
Arabians coming out with a 2 running back set with Colton Johnson, DJ McCrary in the backfield.
Play action.
I feel like this might be their go-to. Oh, it's bowl left. This might be their go-to formation this year if DJ can stay healthy.
In the shotgun, they hand it to GJ going upfield. He's got a first down and a little bit more. A pile getting drove an extra 5-6 yards. And I'm sure you could hear that. It was a stampede. That's a signature. I think of this team this year, we saw it a little bit last year. As this O-line has gotten older, has gotten stronger, has gotten bigger, there's been a lot of that tonight. And, that's so many extra yards there that were picked up because someone put their foot in the right place, because someone, sat down and sank into the ground and pushed.
We said earlier in the game that this team is coming out with a chip on their shoulder, and they just have had so much grit throughout this game. They cared. They're playing for one another.
Shotgun formation. McCrary in the backfield. Timeout called by Pendleton Heights. We will take a quick break. 22-7 the score here. 8:38 left to play in the fourth quarter of opening week 1 football. We are going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Support for 91.
Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
EEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back. 8:38 left to play here from John Broughton Field. Arabians up 22-7. Offense out in shotgun formation. CJ Mitchum on the right side. On the far looks to be Lowen Beal. With 8:38, you've got to run out the clock a little bit. They hand this one off to DJ McCrary up the middle. Powering through. He's got a first down. Maybe a little shy. We'll see what they give him.
This is what we were looking for when we've been talking about putting DJ McCrary in all game. This is what Coach Richmond needs out of him with the inexperience at running back. Colton Johnson isn't going to outrun the entire defense. He's going to try to run through somebody. Joel Weaver just doesn't have the IQ yet. He will, just not yet as a sophomore. DJ is the one that needs to carry the package. He needs to be the leader to outrun everybody and see the gaps and holes.
Hand off to McCrary yet again. Never mind. Gray
I thought
kept
you had it too.
I'll tell you what. Brant Gray makes me have the hardest job in the world. I'll tell you what. He was sly. I did the PA junior varsity last year for Brant Gray. And multiple times I had to, look around like, that was Gray, right?
Right.
It is hard. The sleight of hand in the backfield. Again, in that play, they had Colton Johnson on the wing, I believe. There's too many people back there. It makes it difficult for a defense. So the D-line, reading their keys, they did a good job there. Another handoff up the middle. This one to McCrary, shaking off some defenders. He takes off to the right side, going outside of the numbers now. A big gain for McCrary. Where has this been?
On the sideline. And then Coach Richmond, brilliant idea to put him into the game and see what's going on. He's probably already leading the team in rushing yards just with those 3 or 4 carries.
It's got to be close. McCrary having a nice night so far. I should say a nice fourth quarter.
Right.
This is so promising for the future of this team. They came out. If the game ended right now, the Ravens had a good game. They got the win. They did their job here tonight.
Yeah.
You saw promising things in Brant Gray managing the game, getting it done. He's going to get better. It's his first game, junior. He's going to develop into that player that can, has the risk-taking ability and is going to, be the player you can depend on. And then they're good receivers. They've got the job done tonight. C.J. Mitchum has had a game. And then finally some consistency at running back. Gray keeps it now. Powers upfield, 4-yard gain. It's going to be second on the 20-yard line.
What I've really enjoyed watching so far this game is the O-line. The O-line has been so solid other than a couple plays where they've let up 1 sack all game. They've just been so solid. Poised, the pocket doesn't collapse. They're letting the running backs. We need to keep running it inside, I feel, because whenever we run it outside, we kind of get stopped up a little bit.
Shotgun formation, Colton Johnson on the wing. They flip this one over his head to Cooper Sims on the outside, cutting around defenders. He's tackled at the 10-yard line. The Arabians officially in the red zone with a nice strike like that. This offense is finally firing on all cylinders.
That's good enough for another Arabians first down.
Now, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue tonight, but you got to look at the future. In a situation where it's 22-7, you have about 8 minutes on the clock. You want to run it out. This Lebanon team's getting their fire late. Obviously, you're not going to be able to run it out all this drive, but you want to do some, damage to it. 6 minutes on the clock right now, and you're in the red zone. That's something they can improve on.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, McCrary in the backfield. It'll be a handoff right side. And a good stop from the defensive line. No gain, we'll call it there. Second down.
That was just a great play by the outside linebacker right there. Just getting to his assignment and just attacking.
22-7, 5:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
Another thing about this Tigers defense is they only have one returning varsity player from last year, and two, is Nico Trepekos, I believe, senior, and defensive end Arsen Mpande, I believe, senior defensive end, 6'3", 235, absolute unit for that defensive line.
Yeah, it's pronounced Arsen Mpanda. I asked to make sure before the game.
Got it.
6'3", 235. I said cornerstone in reference to Lou Graham. That's the defensive cornerstone of that Lebanon team, and that's what involves plays like that there. Now on 2nd and 15, 22-7, Arabians up. Shotgun formation, trips to his left, handoff up the middle, DJ McCrary, and yet again wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. In a drive where they saw a lot of highlights, the Arabians have met themselves with late pressure here.
We're hitting the wall, or they're hitting the wall. What do you do here? Third and goal on your 14, on your own 14.
I want to see Brant Gray's bag.
You want to see what he can do?
Yeah. He's a young guy, and this is a game where you've got a little bit of leeway. He ran one in from about this far earlier this game. I want to see what he can do. Put some trust in your guy. Shotgun, trips to the left. Pocket collapsing. Pass over the middle, picked off. Big interception for the Tigers. It looks like Jay Oliver. He's got a corral heading him downfield. Bend a beat. And a big interception, return to the 50-yard line. It is Nico Trepkos, the senior who we just mentioned, who makes the big play for the Tigers. And we've got a rally here from John Broughton Field.
Trying to make it a game. That was just a bad it wasn't the best decision by Brent Gray. That's one of the things that he's going to have to learn throughout this season. He had pressure in his face and he just lobs it up. That's just not going to work at this level of football.
Obviously, what's not going through his head is, he's assessing risk factor. But that play had more risk than reward.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it into traffic. If he can hit Mitchum there, that's going to be a highlight reel that, can send him to a school I could only dream of. But, that the risk factor there, and that was one of the worst scenarios that could have happened there. If Trepkos gets a few more defenders, he could take that back for 6.
Yeah. No, definitely not one of the lowlights of tonight's game.
And I think a penalty is going to throw this one even further back for the Tigers. So big asterisks there on a really good play. Shotgun formation, receiver in motion. Hill steps back to fire. Airs this one out deep. He's got a man hauled in. Big reception for Jacob Jones. And the Tigers, multiple plays in a row of dominance. They have a stand on their defensive line, get a pick, take it 30 yards the other direction, and a big rifle shot from Chris Hill hauled in by Jones. Puts them in Arabian territory on the 29-yard line. They need to score quick here if they want a chance in this game.
I really don't think Hill could have placed that ball any better. I feel like that was a perfectly placed ball. If that was overthrown, he wouldn't have been able to get to it. I feel like it was absolutely perfect just where the safety was.
You've got to give Hill his props because we've seen multiple balls tonight, a few of them to Jones that had a little bit too much on it, maybe just shy of a little bit much. And I think that's a little bit because he's been backpedaling and been rolling out to his non-dominant side. But this one, he was able to withstand in a pressured pocket. He didn't have much room to maneuver. He stayed, kept his feet where he needed him to, commanded that ball. I think he's pretty good in the pocket. In your opinion, do you think he is a little too eager to roll out? Or yeah,
he definitely favors rolling out and passing it. He hasn't really been able to connect on the deep pass.
You notice there the time he doesn't is when he connects on the pass. I'm just drawing dots here. That's what I see. Now pistol formation, trips to his left. One receiver to the right. Parks the running back in the backfield. Hill looks to pass. Fires midfield. He's got a receiver looking to go out of bounds. This one, Sean Austin.
Pass is complete to 17.
Whoa. Ezra Fox, not Sean Austin.
Tackled by one Talon Foster for the Arabian.
He had 2 receptions last year, 1 touchdown. Going to have a bigger role this year in his junior campaign. Hill looks to throw again. They move the offense quickly. This one, he looked for Fox. Not sure if he tried to hit Fox or throw that away. Rolled out right. Pressure, collapsing pocket. These guys can give him a little bit of time. He can get the ball where it needs to go.
Yeah. No, that one play where he just let it fly and he had his feet set. It was a perfect ball, perfect tight spiral. But every other pass, he's had to scramble and just evade pressure.
All right, 22-7, 3 minutes to play here. 3rd and 3. This game could be lost right here if they don't make it. Pistol formation. Hill looks to throw. He steps up, pocket collapsing. He stepped up, thought he was going to scramble out.
Not really sure why he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe he was worried about clock. At that point, it's either, you don't get it. You're going for the first down. I think that's way more important here. You can run some hurry up.
Right.
He goes out pretty far. I thought it was kind of dangerously far where he couldn't pass it, and he throws an incompletion. Now it's 4th down, and this place is going to get loud.
Now it's really do or die. you have to come up clutch in these kind of situations.
Can the senior come up big? Shotgun formation. Quarterback power up the middle. He's got the first down and a little bit more. Making a stand, trying to get to the end zone. And we might have a scrum for a ball. No official call yet. Slowly peeling away the pile. And I think they're going to give it back to the Tigers. Impressive play call there. They trust in their guy.
I feel like that was a perfect play call.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got it done. First and goal. Handoff. Left side. Stopped. On the 2-yard line, it's first and goal. You give it to your bruiser running back, and this D-line stops it. That was a big play.
Yeah.
Runs the clock a little bit.
Now we're down to 2:35. But Josh Parks out of the game now with backup Jeremiah Howard in for running back, which they've used him on short yardage plays. Like whenever they need like 1, 2, 3 yards, they usually hand like an outside zone to him. Do you think it's because he's so small he can just slip through?
That's got to be the thought process behind it. Now they're going to power it forward in for the touchdown. This game is getting a little bit closer. Now what do they do here? Do they go for the 2-point conversion or do they kick the field goal? Parks has knocked it in before. I wonder if this defense is getting a little tired, getting a little fatigued. They've been on the field a lot tonight. You got to keep that in mind.
Well, with Josh Parks out, who kicked that field goal, I wonder who they have coming in right now. From my sheet, it's Connor Selmier.
Connor Selmier, the 10th grade DB, kicks this one through the uprights. And that'll make the score 22-14. We've got a game, ladies and gentlemen, as of late. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to play. The Arabians need a few first downs, and they're home free, but the Tigers have had a commanding set of downs on defense. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the big.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. Week 1 football at John Broughton Field. The score 22-14. Pendleton Heights leads here as of late. They've led this entire game, but it's starting to dwindle. Lebanon Tigers have a bit of a rally going.
Only down 8 points late in the fourth quarter. Are they going? Do you think they go for onside, or do they trust their defense enough to?
If there's a time to trust your defense, it's now. I'll give them that. They just got a big interception, but I really think they're going to go on the onside the way their hands team looks right now.
Yeah.
Arabians don't have a lot of experience on their hands team. Here's the squib kick right into the hands of an Arabian. Falls down. Beautiful execution there from, I believe, Stephon Winters. Maybe Rylan Kiesling.
I think it was White Elijah.
Okay, don't listen to me. White Elijah, I mentioned they don't have a ton of experience on their hands team. He does.
He does, yep. He is him, Rylan Kiesling, and Stephon Winters was on that hands team last year of the 2024-2025 team.
Now if you're Brant Gray, you need a few first downs. You need to run the clock. The running back in the game looks to be Joel Weaver.
Interesting.
Shotgun trips to the right. They hand it to Weaver. He takes it up the middle, finds a hole, gets himself a first down and a little bit more. This would have been helpful earlier in the game, but they need to slow their roll a little bit.
So what do you do here? Do you go for if he has an open field, do you just go down at like the 3 or 4, or do you take it in and give it back to your defense?
He gets an open field now or that last play?
Right now.
Right.
Do you score?
No, you gotta slide, in my humble opinion. First and 10 on the 36-yard line. Minute 52 left to play. Arabians lead by 8 points. In the shotgun, trips to the right. They give it right again to Joel Weaver. He breaks some space, cuts it to the left, drags to the ground, and another first down run.
O-line is coming alive late in the fourth.
It's like the wrong place, wrong time, though. I mean, right? It's perfect. It's great. It shows you that these guys can step up when they need to, especially when they've got a guy like Luke Graham out.
Especially late in the game.
Yeah, late in the game, too. Responding to adversity in a defense that had recent success. Minute 19 and counting. Arabians trying to put the seal on this victory. Maybe make the scoreboard look a little nicer. They hand it off to Weaver yet again. Initially cuts outside. Spins, cuts inside.
Lebanon saving their timeouts. Interesting strategy.
Still none yet.
At what point do you think they ought to start using them?
A play ago? I'm not sure. I mean, the clock is down to double
Under
digits.
a minute.
55 seconds and counting. And they don't seem to be in a rush. You want to say no coach has accepted a defeat, but what's the mindset right now?
Pendleton's taking their time, and Lebanon's coach just isn't calling a timeout.
They give it to Weaver yet again, who is manhandled in the backfield.
Now he's calling the timeout.
Why now?
Right? Like a minute too late.
And 30 seconds of the time. I'm not sure. We're going to take a quick break because it is a timeout. 22-14 the score. 32 seconds left to play. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Stay connected with everything happening on campus and in the community by following 91.7 WEEM. Get game day previews, updates, tonight's broadcasters, podcasts, and much more. Follow us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube for all the latest. Tune in to 91.7 WEEM.
Now back to Pendleton Heights football on Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 22-14, 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Arabians have the ball with the lead on the 12-yard line. A play or two, and this one could be over. One timeout remaining for the Lebanon Tigers.
I believe it should be one timeout, but
scoreboard reads 2.
Scoreboard hasn't changed.
They hand it off to Weaver. Had a successful drive thus far.
Junior center Kemper Owens absolutely pancaked.
And now
his opponent.
11 in tackle down on the field right now. What that does is stop the clock. Kind of came up in a good situation for them. I mean, we got to talk about the timeout
issue
that just happened. I mean, that had to be a minute and 30 seconds.
I mean, I just don't understand the thought process of the time management just wasn't there. I don't know what his strategy was. I feel like we should interview him and ask him about it because I'm very curious.
I don't think he would be very happy to do that.
No, I don't think he would either.
Now,
I think he's ready to go home.
Yeah, that's a bus ride. The scoreboard reads they have no timeouts. I thought they had one.
They just took their last one.
They did take their last one. Okay, that's what that was.
So whenever it's under 2 minutes, is an injury counted as a timeout? Just so they're not just going down just to stop the clock?
Apologies, I do not know the specifics on that. I think there is some fail-safe, something like that, yes. 22-14, Arabians up. You got to kneel the ball at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know our viewers in your car or on your phone can't really hear, but whoever is on the playlist this evening from the opening, just whenever they're warming up, has been on point. I mean,
the team is hyped.
I know there's been times where I've caught myself kind of singing along to these songs.
Yeah, and then as we're walking out to kneel, likely swag surf.
Right. You can see the cheerleaders on with it. I don't see the student section doing anything, but the band is.
They're moving.
Are they?
Yeah, they're moving. We learned a lot tonight. Week one, I had said a good bit coming into this, is a week of question marks, is a week of questions to be answered. They don't look like they're going to kneel it. Yes, they do. And down, Brent Gray, the first of his career, 1-0 at the varsity level with his first move of victory formation. The Arabians moved to 1-0. That's better than they did last year, but we learned a lot today.
1-0 is better than 0-0, 0-1, or 0-0-1. So I've been told.
Final score 22-14 from John Broughton Field. Pendleton Heights